YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Paul Draft. My name is JD, and today we're continuing with our series for who the best ground-type Pokemon is in Generation 1 Pokemon Blue. We've played through with 3 Pokemon already, Nidoking, Nidoqueen, and Sandslash. Today we're going to continue the trend and play through with Dugtrio. Let's go over the stats of Dugtrio real quick. HP is 35, Attack is 80, Defense is 50, Speed is 120, and Special is 70. This is a very frail Pokemon. Not only does it have a low HP, but its defense is not very good at all. We do have a decent special, I guess, but attack and speed are the bread and butter for this Pokemon. Let's dive into this. The first battle of the game is against our rival. His name is Lycansub. Lycansub has a Squirtle because it's a water type for ground type, makes sense. And we named our Dugtrio Doug. Doug will one-shot the Squirtle with Dig, and we're going to go ahead and get a very easy win over our rival. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Can move right onto the Bug Forest, grab this antidote, and we're going to face our first battle. Right away in this game, we do have a challenge of PP management. We have Dig, which is an exceptionally good move to start the game with. It's 150 power with Stab, and it's pretty much going to one-shot anything we come across. However, Scratch is a move we're going to have to use because we only have 10 power points for Dig, and we don't want to go back and heal a lot. Good news is Scratch does pretty well because, like I said, we have a high attack stat. We are a mono ground Pokemon. We are on a medium fast growth rate, which is not the best growth rate, but I think it's the second best growth rate to have in a playthrough. And we critical hit 23.44% of the time, so almost a quarter of the time because we have such good speed. And right now, this is what I mean. Like, we're using Scratch to knock out Kakuna. We want to have enough power points to get through all the Pokemon in this forest. We're going to one-shot the Weedle. We have one more bug catcher we got to fight. And after this bug catch, we'll backtrack and face our rival. And there we go. We have 4 power points left for Dig. It should be enough. Easily should be enough. But that's the first challenge in this game, is managing your power points. When we get on the next, we're not going to show the route, but a route after Brock's Gym, that route, we got to make sure we manage it, or else we got to go back and heal a lot. We're facing our second rival battle. He comes out with a Pidgey. The biggest thing with Pidgey is we just don't want to get hit by Sand Attack. We get some very good luck here. He just goes for Gust, and we get the knockout. Very good. And then Squirtle, we're going to use Dig, and Dig will be at least a 2-shot. Nope, it's 1 shot. We got critical hit. Very nice. Beat our rival. I'm going to move right on to Brock's Gym. The first thing we're going to do in Brock's Gym is face the Million Light Years trainer. He's going to come out with a Diglett. So, same. Dig, and we're going to one-shot the Diglett. And are we going to one-shot the Sandshrew? That is the question here. It's a very powerful move to have early. It's a 2-shot. That we'll take it. We'll take the 2-shot, level up to level 11. And we're not even going to heal. We're going to go right into our next battle, which is against Brock. Brock is the first gym leader. He leads out with a Geodude. Wakanda forever. Geodude will go down to 1 Dig. Very good. And then Onix will come out for Dig on Onix, and it's going to be a 2-shot. And it's going to be a very easy win over Brock. I knew this was going to happen. I didn't have any doubts at all. We beat Brock at 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Very easy win, and move right on to Mount Moon. Mount Moon, another example of how we have to manage our power points. And so we use Scratch a lot in here. Had to heal a decent amount. We're going to one-shot the Grimer. We're going to one-shot the Voltorb. Do we one-shot the Coughing? That is the question. It is weak to us. We have a 300 effective power against that Coughing right there. We grab the Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. I'm going to move right on and face our third rival battle. I'm going to save right before the battle. We're at level 19, and we're going to face him. The biggest thing we got to worry about here really is honestly Pidgeotto hitting Sand Attack too many times. It's going to go for Gust. Thank goodness. Scratch. Very good. And we get a 4-hit knockout. We have had our accuracy lowered. It's lowered by 1 stage. So we're going to go for Scratch on the Abra, save our power points. Very good. This part of the game is kind of frustrating because you have a lot of battles. It's the biggest concentration of battles you have to deal with in the game. And we get the knockout on Rattata, and now we have Squirtle. Squirtle hits us. We're going to get 1 shot, but we one-shot the Squirtle. Super easy, but not really super easy, to be honest with you. That was kind of a rough battle. Could have gone south pretty easy, but we're going to go ahead and face Misty. Misty is a water specialist. We are weak to Misty, but we have a very powerful move in Dig. Let's see how this battle goes. Staryu comes out first, and Doug goes for Dig, and Dig knocks out the Staryu, and Doug goes for Dig again, and the Starmie gets 2-shot. Very good. Bubble Beam might have knocked us out there. Don't know. But we did learn Sand Attack, and now we're going to move right on to the SS Ann, and we're going to face this trainer right here, and we're going to get another move. We're going to get an upgrade over Scratch as soon as we beat this trainer. Sand Attack. We did not mean to go for Sand Attack there. We want to go for Dig. Dig one-shots the Nidoran male. And now we're going to grab this TM08, which is Body Slam. Moving right on to our next rival battle. We have added Body Slam to our repertoire. And so now we're going to face our next rival battle. He leads out with a Pidgeotto. Again, we don't want Pidgeotto to go for Sand Attack. That's the one thing we don't want here. We get Sand Attacked anyway, so not fun. I've never seen the rival heal there. That's actually very interesting. We one-shot the Eradicate. We missed an attack on the Kadabra, and now we just have 1 Pokemon left. Body Slam. Is it going to be a 2-shot critical hit? That's not good. That means a normal hit wouldn't have done that much damage, but we get the win over our rival. And moving right on to Lieutenant Surge. Now, we are ground type, so Lieutenant Surge is going to be an absolute cakewalk. It can go south if we keep missing or something like that, because Voltorb does have Sonic Boom, and we don't have a lot of health. But Dig one-shots the Voltorb. Pikachu comes out, we outspeed, and we're going to one-shot the Pikachu. And then Raichu comes out. As long as we hit it, we are going to knock it out. Very good. Very easy win over Lieutenant Surge. He's a trash gym leader. That's why he has trash cans everywhere. I'm going to move right on to Rock Tunnel and face Boomer the Hiker. Boomer the Hiker is going to come out with the Geodude. We're going to go for Dig on the Boomer the Hiker. He's going to explode himself, and we're going to knock out the Geodude. And we have one more Dig we got to do. Explode yourself. Nope. We get the win, and we move right on to Celadon City. Now in Celadon City, the first thing we're going to do is take on the Rocket Game Corn. It did not make sense to take on Erica. She's a grass type. And yeah, we're pretty powerful. We got a pretty powerful move. But if we don't one-shot, she's going to obliterate us. She has Razor Leaf, and this is going to one-shot us. And she has Mega Drain. That's probably going to one-shot us too. But we beat this Rocket Grunt. We're going to click on this pick poster. And we're going to move right on and face Giovanni number 1. Giovanni number 1 is going to come out with an Onix. We have a super effective move in Dig against the Onix. We have added Rock Slide, by the way. I don't know if you know how to get Rock Slide. You basically got to get, I think it's a Lemonade, and give it to a girl on the top floor of the Celadon Mart, and she'll give you a Rock Slide. She gives you 3 TMs, but Rock Slide is the only one we can use, so that's the one we did. And we get a pretty easy win over Giovanni, and we're going to move right on to our next rival battle. It's in the Pokemon Tower. He's going to lead out with a Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto should go down to 1 Rock Slide or Body Slam. Which one we're going to do here? Rock Slide. There we go. Good choice. Rock Slide's a one-shot. And we're going to the Growlithe. Growlithe is going to be a one-shot with Dig. And then Execute comes out. We're going to go for Body Slam on the Execute. It's going to be a 2-shot. I don't think there would have been an easier way to knock him out there. So it's a 2-shot regardless. And then Kadabra goes down to 1 Body Slam. And then Wartortle's going to go down to a Dig. Very good. Very easy win over our rival. Now, actually, Pokemon Tower is pretty easy for this Pokemon because we have Dig. It's super effective against Ghost Pokemon. But we're going to move right on this Silphco. Silphco, we're not going to face our rival just yet. We did add the move Slash, which is good. But what we're doing here is we're grabbing the TM for Earthquake. It is an in-game move that we want to use. And we also grab that rare candy. And we're going to go ahead and face Erica's gym. Now, this is a risk because if we don't do well in here, she can easily one-shot us. We've taken no resets up to this point. So let's see how this battle goes. And she's going to lead out with a Victory Bell. We go for Earthquake. It is a one-shot. That's very good. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to see. Slash is a 2-shot on the Tanglet. It has no grass move, so it really can't do anything to us. And we're going to go for Earthquake on the Vileplume. I guess it's a little bulkier. We waked right up there. I'm very surprised that we waked. I've never seen that before. We waked right up. We'll take the win over Erica. We're continuing with our good trend here of having good battles or lucky battles against gym leaders. That's going to lead us right into Koga. Koga is a poison specialist. Earthquake will one-shot the Coughing. Earthquake will one-shot the Muck. Very good. Coughing number 2 comes out. It'll be an Earthquake as well. Do we one-shot the Wheezing? I don't think we do, but we might. Nope, we do. We get a critical hit. Don't know if that mattered or not, but we'll take the win over Koga. Now, we are poisoned. We don't have a lot of health, so we're probably going to heal up here and head into our next gym. Now, here's where I've started making some mistakes. Not that I made a mistake in, facing this battle, but I've skipped over a lot of, trainers that could really help us out with, getting some extra levels. We one-shot the Growlithe. I'll go over this here in a minute. We one-shot the Ponyta. Rapidash comes out. We're going to one-shot the Rapidash. Very good. And then Arcanine comes out. Is it a one-shot? It is not a one-shot. He heals, and then we get the knockout. Very easy win. Clean sweep over Blaine. And that's going to lead us right into our next battle, which is against our rival in Silphco. Our rival's going to come out with I think it's a Pidgeot at this point, isn't it? Let's see. I think it's a Pidgeot. Yep, Pidgeot. Pidgeot's going to go down to a Rock Slide, maybe 2 Rock Slides, so we get the miss there. It is 90% accurate, so that is one downside to that move, is it does have propensity to miss. So we get the knockout over Pidgeot. We do level up level 41. We're going to do for Earthquake. Very good. Earthquake's 100%, so we should always go for that move. Slash is going to be a 2-shot on the Execute. We get seeded, so we might lose some health here and there. We go for Earthquake on the Alakazam. Very good. And then we have Blastoise, and we don't one-shot, and it one-shots us with a critical hit with Water Gun. I've never lost a Water Gun in this battle ever, but we get one shot. It's kind of stupid. No big deal. We get Sand Attacked in this battle. That's awesome. And we knock out the Pidgeot again. So we have our first reset. And now we're going to see if we can get a better result out of this battle. Go for Earthquake on the Growlithe. Go for Earthquake. We shouldn't have done that. I should have gone for Slash, but it is what it is. Still a 2-shot regardless. Alakazam comes out. Go for Slash on the Alakazam. It's a 1-shot. And now Blastoise comes out. And we miss. That's fun. Do we miss again? It goes for Withdrawal, which is actually pretty good for us because it's not attacking us. Probably get another one hit with Bubble. Look how much Bubble did. Jeez, my knees. My lord. Bubble's a garbage move, and it did so much damage there. A critical hit. That didn't help, but why is it critical hitting? Okay, so we get through Pidgeot without getting Sand Attack. That's good. Now we're going to face Growlithe. We just got to get a little bit of RNG. This is a little bit of bad luck in this battle. We're going to go ahead and go for a Slash. Now we're paralyzed. That's awesome. this battle has really not been great for us. And we're going to go, we just don't have an ability to one-shot. This is where I was talking about earlier, like we might want to take advantage next time of opportunities to level up and get a couple extra levels, because these problems start happening when we're not hitting ranges, and then we just don't have a lot of bulk to really take stuff back. So that's one of the things I'm going to change up in the next playthrough, is I think we're going to face a lot of these optional battles and get higher levels. So right now we're only level 42. Maybe we should be level 45 to get over some ranges. Just some thoughts. All the Pokemon trainers in Giovanni's gym would have been pretty easy, and I'm not Giovanni, I'm sorry, Koga's gym, and all the Pokemon trainers in Blaine's gym would have been useful. We are blitzing through Giovanni number 2. Giovanni goes down very easily. We beat him, and now we're going to move right on to Sabrina and her whip. Now we're going to outspeed all these Pokemon. The only question is, do we one-shot everything? She leads out with a Kadabra. Kadabra will come out and slash a one-shot. Very good. I think we're just going to go for slash across the board. Nope. Okay, we're actually going to go for Earthquake. Earthquake will actually hit Venomoth. It's kind of done with Venomoth, is that Venomoth is not a flying type. So ground moves will hit him. Slash will not one-shot. We are paralyzed. That's awesome. And now we're going to face Alakazam. Earthquake on the Alakazam. Is it a one-shot? It is. We power through the paralysis. We beat Sabrina and her whip. And now we're going to move right on to Giovanni. Giovanni is the last gym leader. And then we're going to move on to the Elite Four. We're going to go ahead and heal up. Not heal up. We're going to restore our power points so that we can face Giovanni with Earthquake. Now, we don't have a badge boosting move with this Pokemon. It would be very useful, but we just don't have one. Earthquake's a one-shot on the Rhyhorn. Earthquake should be a one-shot on the Dugtrio. Very good. Nidoqueen comes out. Earthquake's a one-shot as well. Nidoking comes out. Earthquake is also a one-shot. Final Pokemon Rhydon is Earthquake a one-shot. It is not. However, it doesn't do anything to us. We get the win. We don't even take a lick of damage, and that moves us right into our next battle, the penultimate rival battle, the second to last rival battle of the game. We're going to save right here, and we're going to move right into this battle. This battle, actually, we get very lucky in this battle. First Pokemon to come out is Pidgeot. Pidgeot does no longer have Sand Attack, so this should be a pretty easy win. I mean, Quick Attack does do a decent amount of damage because we're so frail, but we get a two-shot on the Pidgeot. Earthquake will one-shot the Rhyhorn. Very good. Growlithe comes out. We got a super effective move against Growlithe. That's a one-shot as well. Execute seems to be a point of contention because we have nothing that one-shots. It's just kind of being problematic, more or less. Slash on the Alakazam. It's not a one-shot. I should have gone for Earthquake on the Alakazam. It is what it is. But now we're going to move on to Blastoise. Earthquake is going to be, looks like it's going to be about a three-shot. That and combination of Slash. So we get the win. If it went for an attack, maybe we probably would have lost. Heading to the Elite Four. We're at the Indigo Plateau and about to head into the Elite Four. But first thing we're going to do is look at our stats and then our moves. Our stats are as follows. Attack is 153, defense is 115, speed is 204, and special is 141. In the bottom left corner are our in-battle stats. Attack is 172, defense is 129, speed is 229, and special is 158. We don't really use our special very much, so that's not very useful except for on the defensive side. Let's look at our moves. Our moves are as follows. We have some pretty good moves. Slash, Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Body Slam. The only move I think we might consider. Rest isn't really useful because we're so frail. Even if we do heal, we're just going to get hit pretty quickly and knocked out. So rest won't be useful. The only other move I think might be useful is Mimic, to mimic something from the opposition. But without further ado, let's go ahead and head into our first battle. And again, I mentioned this earlier, I have some problems in the Elite Four here because I'm not over leveled. I'm not a high enough level to make these one-shots. So this battle becomes very problematic. We are weak to Lorelei. Lorelei has ice and water Pokemon and some psychic Pokemon as well. And we just don't hit ranges here. And now the first battle gets very close. We just happen to get hit by a blizzard from Lapras that knocks us out. But we actually get pretty good ranges on a lot of these things and good RNG. We don't take a lot of damage. We're above half health going into the Jinx. And we're above half health going into the Lapras. The problem is Lapras hits a Hydro Pump and one-shots us. And we have a montage here of us losing, because that was the best case scenario that we can get out of the Lorelei battle. And we would just hope for a Hydro Pump, and we'd have got through this in no time. We're at 46 minutes and 37 seconds. We only have 3 resets. This is a very solid time for this Pokemon because this Pokemon, I played through this Pokemon a long time ago, and we couldn't get it under an hour because there's all these problems. Now there's 4 resets. We're still right at 47 minutes, and we're just not getting good ranges. Aurora Beam almost knocks us down to half health, and then we're not getting a one-shot on the Cloyster. Being at level 65 might have made some of these ranges better. I should have just faced more battles. That's all there was to it. And I didn't realize this as well until I got to Elite Four, but I actually missed a rare candy. I missed a rare candy in Mount Moon, so I'm 1 rare candy short. Now I have 2 left in my bag that I have not used yet. So that's going to be something I'm going to have to do to get through this battle, is use the last one. So look at this. We're really close, and we get knocked out again.
And so now we've done 13 resets trying to get by Lorelei. We've added the 2 last rare candies. So now we're going to try this again. We're going to go for Earthquake or Rock Slide. Rock Slide, it's not, we should just go for Earthquake. It's the same power. I don't know why we're going, but it does force it to heal, which is good. So now we're going to move right on to the Cloister. Cloister, is it going to be a one-shot? It is not. Roar Beam does a lot of damage, so we're kind of on the gun here, and we just can't really take any more hits. Luckily, Slowbro, just by default, keeps going for Withdrawal. I don't know why it doesn't attack us. Maybe it doesn't see a one-shot, so it doesn't even attempt it. One-shot on the Jinx, and we're going to go for Rock Slide on the Lapras. It misses the Hydro Pump. We finally get some good RNG. We get the win over Lorelei, and I move right on to Bruno. So hopefully the woes of Lorelei are just behind us, and we can just sweep the rest of these teams, right? Well, maybe not. We're going to move on to Bruno, and Bruno gets us here. And I just can't believe this happened. I really can't. But Bruno gets us here. And I move to Slash. I should just stay with Earthquake. And look what happens here. Counter one-shots us from full health. We lose to Bruno. How does that happen? I don't know, but it happened. So now we're going to have to face Bruno again. And that is one of the most embarrassing things you can do as a PokeTuber is lose to Bruno. And he does not have great moves in Gen 1. If it was Gen 2, it's different. Gen 2, he has a lot better strategy and a lot better things going for him. Earthquake on the Hitmonchan actually is the one-shot, so we should have done that to begin with. Maybe save ourselves some time. There's a lot of things I'm learning from in this. I need to be higher level. I need to not mess around with Hitmonchan. Just go for broke. Submission doesn't do that much damage to us. We get the knockout, get the win over Bruno, and that leads us right into Lorelei. Are we going to get a first try victory over Lorelei? Let's find this out. We're going to full restore and go talk to Lorelei. And we're going to face her, and what do you think is going to happen? I'm smiling on this end because it's not what I expected. Earthquake is a one-shot on the Gengar. Golbat comes out. We hit a Rock Slide. We don't one-shot. We get confused, and now we are hitting ourselves in confusion. We're trying to hit the opposition. Nightshade, and we get knocked out. So we've lost to every member of the Elite Four up to this point. So this is getting very frustrating because we miss a range on the Golbat. We just don't do enough damage. We one-shot the Gengar. That's good. And that's the more problematic Pokemon here. But it goes for Haze, which is good. I'd rather get Haze than Confuse Raid. And then we're going to one-shot the Haunter. Very good. Arbok comes out. Is it a one-shot? It is. Do we one-shot the Gengar? Gengar should be a one-shot. It is. Very good. So we get the win over Agatha after we deal with some of the lottery stuff. She can poison you, paralyze you, put you to sleep, confuse you. We've dealt with confusion. And now we lead right on to Lance, the liar with the flyers. That's my guy Squidgy. Actually, in this game, he's not a liar. He's got a couple Dragon Pokemon. But the problem with this is Rock Slide. Is it a one-shot? Very good. That was the one. This is the one trainer I actually thought I was going to have the most problems with. And I accidentally mimicked Slam. And that's not what we want here. But we're just going to try to finish the battle regardless. I want to go for Agility and boost our stats. But maybe in hindsight, it might not have been a good idea because we might level up in the middle of this battle. But it is what it is. Supersonic confuses us. That's been kind of our Achilles heel. We get confused. That's just awesome. And are we going to get the knockout? Or are we going to knock ourselves out? We knock out the Aerodactyl. Very good. Dragonite comes out. What are we going to go for here with Dragonite? Rock Slide is a two-shot. He goes for Agility. That was the luckiest thing that could have happened to us because any other attacking move that hits, we would have been knocked out. But that leads us right into our final battle of the game, which is against our rival, the champion. And he's going to lead out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot comes out, and we're going to go for a Rock Slide on the Pidgeot. It's a one-shot, very good. Critical hit, definitely mattered there. We're going to go for Mimic, and we're going to go for Mimic on Recover on the Alakazam. We're going to go for Earthquake. Earthquake should be a two-shot. He did go for Reflect, so that's going to boost his defense a little bit. This is Gen 1, so the whole team doesn't have Reflect on it. It's just the Alakazam. And we're going to go for a Rock Slide on the Rhydon. We want Rhydon to go for Tail Whip or Leer. It's going to do the Badge Boost glitch, which is going to up our attack stat and up our speed and special, but the only thing we really want upped right now is our attack stat. That way we can just do more damage when it comes to like hitting the rest of his Pokemon. So we just want one more Leer one more time, or go for Recover. So now we've been boosted 3 times, and now we're just going to go for the knockout. So it's a one-shot on the Rhydon, or we knock out the Rhydon, I should say, not a one-shot. We're going to one-shot the Arcanine. We don't want critical hits here. A critical hit would be very, very bad for us because critical hit will skip over all of our stat modifications. We do get a 2-shot on the Executor. What are we doing? Okay, well, okay, that was good. That was smart there. I took the risk that paralysis would be an issue and wouldn't and he wouldn't attack us. We get hit by Blizzard. Luckily, we have all of our special boosted, so we tank it. We get the win over our rival, And we're going to move right on to the final part, which is going to get locked into the Elite Four. And there we go. And we're going to pause it right there. We get a time of 57 minutes and 22 seconds. Now, you saw the same playthrough I saw. You saw us get hung up on Lorelei for almost, I won't say 10 minutes, but about 5-6 minutes right there. And you saw some blunders near the end. There's definitely room for improvement. I think this can get down around 50 minutes, honestly. I really think so. We walked into the Elite Four like 46 minutes. And if we just had some better luck and just some better RNG, it would have been better. Some ways to fix that is we're going to add more time because we're going to face some random battles, some like more optional battles in the next playthrough. I think it's going to be very helpful. But I will take the playthrough time of 57 minutes, 22 seconds. It's actually one of my favorite Pokemon in Generation 1. Used it every time. I used to always get that level 31 Dugtrio that you can get in the Diglett Tunnel. But let's move on to the tier list and see where this Pokemon ranks. So at the time like that, where does this Pokemon rank? Well, it actually ranks pretty high for what it is, and you'd never suspect this, but it actually lands right smack dab with a time of 57 minutes and 22 seconds, right smack dab between Magmar and Raichu. Dugtrio landing here is actually quite surprising. With all the disadvantages you see in this Pokemon, you'd think it wouldn't do well. It doesn't have good HP, it has horrible defense, and also has the shallowest move pool of all the ground-type Pokemon. However, like I said in the prediction video, sometimes that's a good thing. It just funnels you to a strategy, and you just got to go all in on that strategy. You saw the same playthrough I did. It's going to be better in the next playthrough. We're going to get a much better time, and this is going to move up a tier, at least one tier. It's definitely getting the sub 55 run. I mean, we can shave off 2 minutes and get in the sub 55 run. That's not a problem. I really want to get this in the sub 50 run. I think it can happen if we just, do a little bit of preparation. I should have actually watched my previous video. A long time ago, I played through Dugtrio, and I played through, and it was a pretty good playthrough. However, the one downside to it is I didn't watch it, and I didn't see where we struggled and where we needed to level a little bit. But in the next playthrough, that'll be something I factor in. But we have one more ground-type Pokemon that we have to deal with in this challenge, and that is Marowak. That'll be coming out next week. Next Wednesday, I plan on having a Gligar playthrough come out. I didn't do it this week. Like I said, I did the rock prediction video, and I hope you go check that out as well. We're almost done with the ground types, and then we're going to have a recap. And with the recap comes second playthroughs. We already have some great times for these Pokemon. Nidoking and Nidoqueen are in the S and SS tier on their first playthroughs, so those are going to be improved. I think Sandslash can get down maybe below like sub 50, and maybe I hope Dugtrio can also get there as well. We were close with this one. We just took forever on Lorelei. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment, share this to your friends. The channel's kind of been like stagnant at 615 subscribers. So let's try to get some action or some movement going on that. Really appreciate it if you gave it a like, gave it a follow, and then share to your friends. My name is JD. This is Polyworld's Wrath. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time.